Now, this is a show that I never expected to put on the chopping block. You know, that show that I've done 2 admirable animations on and still have a few others. Hey, wait a minute. If new SpongeBob can have a shining gem, then Courage the Cowardly Dog can have a steaming turd. Actually, that isn't really why I'm doing this particular episode. This can join the group of episodes that I've done specifically by request. It's not like I don't think that this is the worst episode of Courage, it's just, there's a difference between a bad episode of a cartoon and an animated atrocity. A lot of cartoons have episodes with lackluster stories or endings that just make you go, what the fuck? An animated atrocity goes that extra mile and does something extra repulsive. That being said, this episode is right on the line between a typical bad episode and an animated atrocity. It starts with Muriel making a quilt, and we get our first problem with the episode. Ben 10. Go die in a hole, you stupid show that never ends it. Never mind. The quilt happens to be for Courage, and not Eustace as he expected. That makes Eustace particularly mad.
Courage, courage, courage. That stupid dog gets all the good stuff around here. I hate that dumb dog.
Eustace has never particularly liked Courage, but that was a little too blunt. To outright say that he hates Courage? Jesus. He calls up some numbers. Let's get ready for a letdown! In theory, these are supposed to be Courage's old rivals. They were each antagonists in previous episodes. That much I'll concede. But who they chose just baffles me. They have Cats and LeQuack. It wouldn't be an epic battle royale without them. But let's go around the table and see what's wrong with the other characters. The Cajun Fox hasn't been seen since the first real episode past the pilot, and I highly doubt that anyone was calling for his return. The Weremole is a totally wild creature with no sentience at all.
They come out in the full moon, and they've got a taste for rabbits and people. And if you're bitten by a weremole, you become one yourself.
The Queen of the Black Puddle only wanted to kill Eustace, not Courage. That fact makes this whole setup extra hard to believe because, well, you'll see it. And finally, the Clutching Foot has similar problems to the others. It was only in one episode, so no one cared about him. And furthermore, he's supposed to be dead. At the same time, they missed Freaky Fred, the King of Flan, Schwick, Baron Tarantella, and the Chicken from Outer Space, the villain from the pilot who did come back time and again.
What are we here for? And who are we gonna destroy? The stupid dog!
So Eustace actually wants Courage dead, because Courage got a blanket, or Muriel's affection, or something that isn't the same as each and every other episode. Courage and Muriel return from grocery shopping. They enter and hear some noise in the basement. According to Eustace, it's a men's club. Eustace has a pretty interesting plan to get Courage down there.
The plan is, we kidnap Muriel. That stupid dog will come to her rescue.
Hey, remember this?
Oh, Eustace, I'm sorry for the terrible things I've said.
It's okay, Muriel. Nobody's perfect.
I wonder where Courage has run off to.
Yeah, apparently we're just gonna have to forget about that. Heaven knows that the writers did. So Muriel goes into the basement with some sandwiches and she gets kidnapped. Then she gets hung above a pot of boiling water. They want to get Courage downstairs, so they force her to scream. To do so, Katz mixes the colored and whites in the laundry. Oh, come on, man! Your previous attempts involved giant spiders and attempting to turn her into candy. And now your grand plan is to mix the colors of her laundry? It works, for some odd reason. Courage comes downstairs and gets ambushed.
You licked us good, say?
And that killed you. I saw the episode.
Cooked us good, too. Remember that?
No, because it was the very first real episode and you haven't appeared since then. Courage also cooked the Chicken from Outer Space. Why isn't he back? At least Cat still has his usual gimmick.
Ready for a little sport before slow dying, dear boy?
This time, the game is dodgeball. Oh, they make LeQuack the referee. Come on! If you're going to take someone out of the game, take out a villain who no one cares about. Like that stupid Cajun Fox. Why the hell is he here? So, the game begins, and yeah, it is pretty awesome. I would appreciate it a bit more if the setup wasn't so crap, but for what it's worth, it's a very good battle. And Courage gets progressively more damaged as the game goes on. Until we get... I hope you like LeQuack, because that's literally the last time he's seen on screen for the entirety of the episode. Then we see the Duck Brothers, and they sing a little bit. You know, you'd think that some of Courage's closest allies would actually help him out here. And no, I'm not going to count all the allies that could have made an appearance. but it would definitely be nice to see Shirley and the Hunchback of Nowhere one last time. Yeah, what makes this episode particularly painful is that it was one of the finales. Yes, one of them. And honestly, both Perfect and Remembrance of Courage Past are so much better in that regard. The battle goes on, and Courage is almost taken down. And Courage's enemies don't look like they're showing any signs of slowing down. Muriel asks if there's something that he can do better than the rest of them. Well, there is one thing. Courage, I just can't stay mad at you. I wouldn't expect him to win in any lesser of a way. Oh, by the way, still no quack. The scream breaks the pot of water, causes the villains to fall into a chasm, and breaks Muriel free. And what punishment does Eustace get for trying to kill Courage and kidnapping Muriel? He gets to sit on the blanket. Wow, wasn't that a slap in the face? He could have appeared in the actual episode, but no, he was just regulated to a cameo. Yeah, this is fan service done really badly, without logic or reason. I understand the desire to bring back a bunch of previous villains, but there were definitely better candidates. And showing us one of those better candidates is very insulting. Not to mention the villains don't play off each other very much. The only thing this episode does is make me wonder what my own group of enemies would look like. Anyone want to draw that for me?